players of Tears of the Kingdom, there's so many fun building tools to make ridiculous new contraptions with that you might forget that there are, like, actual quests and stuff. And there are a lot of quests to follow in Hyrule, arguably an overwhelming number. How to prioritise them? Well, we've put together a list of quests and activities so fun, useful, or with such great rewards that we recommend you don't put them off for a second longer. Here then are the side quests and activities that you should do first on your list, or run back and do right now if you haven't already. Seriously. Tears of the Kingdom is somewhat of a pun or play on words, as Hyrule itself has added 2 new tiers to its map, one of which is the Sky Islands. Once you've got your hands on your glider from Pura at Lookout Landing, one of our first recommended activities can be found on a sky island just northwest of Hyrule Field. If you head this way and unlock Lindor's Brow Skyview Tower, when you're shot out of it at God knows how many miles per hour, you may notice an interesting stack of islands to the southwest. They're easy enough to glide over to, even early game without much stamina, and if you jump down to the island at the bottom, you'll land in a pool next to a steward construct who offers a challenge. Skydive through the stack of islands into the pool within the time limit at the mere cost of 1 Zonai charge. Cue a super fun skydiving game where you have to zoom downwards through a bunch of rings. And while anyone who played Superman 64 might be having cold sweats, this is actually a delightful minigame in our humble opinion. More importantly, show off your skydiving prowess within the time limit and you'll be awarded the Glide Shirt. A wingsuit-looking top that increases your control and movement when skydiving, which we found to be invaluable. You can complete the set via similar challenges on other islands, just above Mount Lanairu Skyview Tower and Thaiflo Skyview Tower, but the Glide Shirt is a brilliant bit of gear for you to start with, especially before heading to Rito Village. No spoilers, but just saying. Plus, if you wear it in front of the steward construct, they love it. Oh, go on. No, seriously, go on.
Ah.
This next suggestion is a twofer and is technically 2 main quests, but they are also weirdly easy to miss early doors considering how vital the tools they unlock are. First off, you must complete camera work in the depths, which unlocks in Lookout Landing as soon as you get your paraglider. Chat to Robbie and Josha and they'll send you on your way with a handful of arrows and bright bloom seeds to help you explore the darkness of the depths. This is a great first quest to do in the depths, as nothing too horrible is waiting for you on your route to Robbie from Hyrule Field Chasm. And no impassable patches of gloom. You'll stumble into basic tutorials that give you a good grasp of how to survive down here, such as what the hell light routes are, and how you can find them directly under the shrines of Hyrule. Extra pro tip, whenever you find a new shrine on the surface or light route in the depths, go to whatever the opposite map is and make a marker on that same spot to explore later. Once you find Robbie, you're rewarded with him unlocking the camera on your Pura pad so you can snap some mysterious ancient statue for him. It's wild that the camera functionality is so easily missed, especially as we've needed it for other side quests, but get this done and you can quickly start filling up your all-important Hyrule compendium, like you're trying to win Hyrule's Wildlife Photographer of the Year. Art. As for the second weirdly optional main quest, once you've got your camera and completed just one of the regional phenomena main quests, immediately head back to Josha. She'll send you back into the depths to follow a series of these mysterious ancient statues that point the way to an equally mysterious location where you can unlock your final ability, Auto Build, an essential skill that allows you to quickly build things from found blueprints or your building history. Or, spoiler warning for those of you who want to do the quest normally, just skip to the next section, you could just go southwest of Hyrule Field to the Great Plateau North Chasm, jump down, and wend your way through the depths to this point directly under the Temple of Time, where, guess what, sits the temple where you can get Auto Build, without having to get the quest to go there first. Yay! You know what? This game lets you cheese so much that I don't even feel a little bit bad about this. While delving about in the depths, you may have come across these wispy things. These are Poes, and unlike with scary deepwater fish, you should go towards these glowy lights. Hoover these up as you wander around underground, and when you next head back to Lookout Landing, go back to Robbie and Josh's tent, where this little pointy statue is, who looks a little bit like a garden gnome after neighbours have finally had enough of it staring at them creepily and smashed it. If you have Poes on your person, this statue will inform you that you can trade these Poes, or lost spirits, for items. Some of these are consumables, but you can also obtain the Dark Tunic, so you can look just like Dark Link from the Ocarina of Time! Eee! Offer up 10 more Poes and it'll put a marker on your map for the location of another of its friends down in the depths, who are much larger than their surface level mate. God, imagine a gnome that big. Terrifying. Finding each of these statues rewards you with more items to trade Poes for. For example, the first gives you access to the extremely useful Tunic of the Depths, which adds gloom resistance, giving you a teeny bit longer before you lose a heart if you accidentally step on a big old patch of it. Much like with the glide shirt, the Tunic of the Depths is just the first part of a set which you can complete by finding more of these so-called bargainer statues. But the Tunic alone is extremely useful for early exploration of the depths, and we wish we'd gotten this much sooner to aid us getting around this spooky underworld. Plus, side note, we also enjoy this side activity because whenever we come across a big clump of Poes, we can't help but sing this year's Austrian Eurovision entry while we pick them all up. Po, 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 Edgar Allan. Who the hell is Edgar? If you did do the auto-build quest properly and unlocked it after completing one of the regional phenomena, then we need to point you towards something that you may have already missed. Avoiding heavy story spoilers, each of the regional phenomena introduces you to a new hero of that region that you must work with to help get these areas back to normal. For example, in Rito you meet Tulin here, who, again, avoiding too many spoilers, is the best bird boy you will ever meet and we love him. Once you've finished each of the main story missions with these heroes, you might think everything is done here and head straight on to the next one. But no! Instead, after completing each quest, go back and hunt down your hero helper in the area and chat to them again. Each of them will give you a new quest with clues to the location of a mysterious artifact belonging to their people. These locations will normally be caves, often hidden. For example, Tulin talks of 3 hot springs in the Hebra Mountains, and what do you know, in the middle of all 3 is a blocked cave entrance. By uncovering and exploring these caves fully, you'll eventually come across a chest with a special helm stashed inside. These ancient helms are based off of Breath of the Wild's divine beasts, and were technically possible to get in that game, but they could only be unlocked by using the Divine Beast Champion amiibos. You can still unlock the helms with the amiibos now, but if you don't own them already, that'll set you back 50 quid, so it's nice that there's an alternative option this time round. These helms offer useful bonuses or resistances to the elements they're associated with, and they, quote, deepen the bond between Link and the people of that region, which is good if you want to persuade them to let you borrow it for a bit longer. Oh wow, it really works! Cheers, Tulin. Yeah, I was definitely going to give you this back. Totally. Oh. If you've already played Breath of the Wild, one of the first things you'll want to do in Tears of the Kingdom is find a stable. This is not only to get that nostalgic hit as you first hear the music again, but so you can turn up and realise that, OMG, the Switch remembered your save data and they have all your horses from the previous game. The lads! They're all here! New to stables are pony points, awarded for each new stable you arrive at and paying to stay the night. We heavily recommend you collect 3 points as quickly as you can so you can unlock the harness for future quests, some of which, we warn you, involve hauling Koroks around. Ha. Ha. More like taxis in the kingdom, am I right? but the stables are also at the heart of an excellent set of side quests in Tears of the Kingdom. To kick these off, head towards Rito Village, where you'll discover that Rito's stable is no longer a stable, but home of the Lucky Clover Gazette. Talk to the folks here and you'll kick off the Potential Princess Sightings questline, which encourages you to visit every stable you can find to get interesting scoops about missing Princess Zelda. This collection of missions is great and varied, but there's one mission you must try first for an extra shiny equine reward. From the Lucky Clover Gazette, head northeast along the road and you'll reach Snowfield Stable. Here in the cold you'll find Pen, your pelican-esque pal, scooping up a story of Zelda's lost horse. Zelda's poor pony got spooked and ran north, so it's up to you to follow it through some ruins, going from cover to cover to sneak past a Frostgleok. I mean, head nice and wide around the ruins to avoid a Frostgleok and find this golden mount chilling out with some other horses. Now it's just a case of sneaking up and breaking in this beauty. If you have half an extra stamina wheel, you should be okay, but always feel free to use food and elixirs to help you out. In fact, chatting to stable hand Harlow a bit extra before you leave nabs you a free one. Ride this gorgeous galloper back to the stable to give the Lucky Clover Gazette a story their readers will love, and to hear Pen's excellent farewell pun. Yes, love it, no changes. The Golden Horse is not only a perfect starter horse for anyone without a Breath of the Wild save, but also good for those of us who already have loads of horses. Why? Well, its gleaming coat, its mild temperament, and the bonus of the Royal Bridle and Saddle set. Plus, track down the horse god Melania and you can even upgrade this horse's stats. All you need to do to access all of this is register it and give it a name worthy of such a noble steed. Perfect. When you wend your way over to Foothill Stable for the Potential Princess Sightings questline and to pick up some more pony points, we recommend doing another side quest while you're in the area. Go around the back of the stable and you'll find Hillian Gale hanging out with 3 cute dogs. Chat to her and she'll tell you that if you want a dog to lead you to nearby treasures, you just have to feed them. She's near to a path going northwest through a small canyon, and if you follow that, you'll find these 2 grumpy guts by a cave entrance to your left. Domidak and Prisson are returning characters from Breath of the Wild, and they're continuing to hunt down the treasures of Misko the Great Bandit. Turns out Misko has hidden loads of chests in this cave, but only one has treasure in it, while all the others hold a single green rupee. You could try to open up all of these one by one, but instead go straight up to the nearby dog and follow Gale's advice by plopping down a bunch of meat. Eventually, this furball will have its fill and happily trot you straight to the chest with the treasure in. This quest is great because it's got a cute dog in it, you get some nice ember boots to help you fight better in the heat, and you get to piss off these 2. Plus, it gives you clues to the different whereabouts of 3 special pieces of armour. Armour that you could only get with an amiibo in Breath of the Wild, and that long-time Zelda fans will love. Also, once you've collected all 3 of these armour pieces, you can unlock a cool legendary weapon to go with it that has a base attack of 38. So it's great to pick this quest up early so that you can explore each of these areas as you reach them on your travels. In fact, Misko has a bunch of gear littered around the world tucked away in caves, and if you see these wooden structures with fabrics over them, you're probably near one. If you're having trouble finding caves to hunt these treasures down, head towards any cherry blossom tree you come across above ground. Donate a piece of fruit as an offering, and the mysterious Satori will then appear and highlight all the caves in the area for you. Wow, who knew all the glowing Lord of the Mountain really wanted was apples? You do you, Satori. While lots of cool armour pieces can be found squirreled away in cave systems, some are available for sale in various stores around Hyrule. Such is the case in Kakariko Village, where you can head over to Enchanted, the local armour shop, to examine their wares and I'm sorry, how much? Yup, the stealth set might be extremely useful and the radiant armour set might turn you into an amazing glow-in-the-dark skeleton luchador, but when you first come in here the prices are eye-watering because the grandmother of owner Claire is sick. But we recommend completing a heartwarming and belly-warming quest to lower these prices to something far more affordable. If you run on up to the upper east corner of the village, you'll find Claire's sister Leslie sitting next to a cooking pot under the shelter outside their home. Aww. Chatting to her, you'll discover that their grandmother came into contact with the gloom, and nothing is helping her get any better. Even their go-to get-well recipe of porridge isn't doing the trick. Turns out they're missing the secret ingredient, a Sundelion, so it's up to you to cook a batch of gloom-busting porridge using ones which can be found in abundance on the Sky Islands. In fact, we'd already picked up loads by then. For the wild greens part of the recipe, you'll need Hyrule herbs, which you can find plenty of as you run around, you guessed it, Hyrule. The final ingredients of milk and rice are harder to find early game. Both are available from various food stores in towns and Beedle at certain stables, but your best bet for both is Nimbus, who we found on the road going to Kakariko Village from the east. Leslie will tell players where to find him if they don't have the ingredients. Pop all the ingredients together in a pot and bam! You've got yourself some sunny porridge. Chat to Leslie again to give it to her, and a cutscene will kick off that shows their grandmother feeling a lot better. Phew! Oh. After this, the prices will drop back down to normal levels, but don't fret if you'd already bought all the items before realising this quest existed. It's been reported by players that when the prices go back down, the family will give you back the difference. So it's never too late to make some porridge to make a saving. So those are some Tears of the Kingdom quests you should go do now if you haven't already. To be honest, there's so many fun things to stumble across, it's been pretty difficult to narrow them all down. So if you can think of any other vitally useful early game quests we've left off this list, pop your suggestions in the comments to help your fellow players, and let us know what name you're giving your golden horse. There are way more Zelda videos you can check out on screen right now, but thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye!